Hello everybody, welcome to this YouTube video. In this video we're going to be talking about data types and definitions in statistics. So what we'll be going through today are the definitions of basic words such as sample, population, bias, statistic, and parameter, and the different types of data such as numerical and categorical. Okay, so what is a statistic? To understand the definition of a statistic, you have to know the meaning of these two words: population and sample. A population is a very big group of people that you're interested in or want to learn about. A sample is a small group of people from that population. An example of a population could be the whole population of America, and an example of a sample could be a sample of 100 people from America. So now that we know the meaning of these two words, what is a statistic? A statistic is a way to summarize the data collected from a sample. There are many ways to summarize the data. For example, percentage, average, median. Let's take an example. 20% of the sample of Americans smoke in this sample. So what is a parameter? A parameter is a way to summarize the data collected from a whole population. The reason we collect data from a sample and not the whole population is because collecting data from a whole population would take too long. Imagine asking everybody in America whether they smoke or not. That'll take too long, and you have to spend a lot of money too. So the parameter is usually unknown, and we assume that the statistic is close to the parameter. There are many ways to make a statistic as accurate to this unknown parameter as possible. Okay, let's move on to bias. What is bias? Bias is a systematic favoritism that gives misleading results. There are many ways bias can occur. In the way sample is selected and in the way data is collected are the two main ways. In this video, we're going to be talking about how the way the sample is selected. Let's talk about how the data is collected in another video. Okay, the way the sample is selected. Let's say this is the whole population of America. You take a sample of 100 people from street X. Most of the people who live in street X smoke, and you ask each and every person whether they smoke or not. The statistic is that 80% of them smoke. Now, can you assume that the parameter is also that 80% of them smoke? We still do not know, but it's most likely not 80%. So how do I avoid this bias? The best way to avoid this bias is to collect the sample randomly. You have to select the sample randomly. Instead of collecting data from only street X, collecting from every single street in America, so that you're not only asking smokers if they smoke, you're asking random people if they smoke. So it'll increase the chance that the statistic is close to the parameter. Now let's talk about data. What is data? Data are actual pieces of information that you collect through your study. There are two types of data. The first type is numerical data. Numerical data can be represented as numbers, such as weight, height, number of students in a classroom, and